Good morning, friends. Today we are going to discuss about the current electricity part 3. In this, what are the topics we are going to discuss are in class 12, chapter current electricity. This is the diagram which is a circuit diagram joined with the bulb. Current electricity means when the charge is moving, it is called current. And the current is due to the free electrons moving. So when a current is moving around that an attractive agency, that is, it may be that magnetic field that is attractive agency, but the charge is moving, then if the compass needle is deflected, it means that the charge is moving in the conductor and it has the attractive power called magnetic field around it. And here we are going to study about some of the topics in details. First, that is mobility. Mobile means moving. So mobility we are going to discuss, and electrical energy and power. Then temperature dependence of resistivity. Then electrical cells and batteries. Then electromotive force and internal resistance. Then determination of internal resistance. Then cells in a series and in parallel. Kirchhoff's rules. Then Wheatstone bridge. Then potentiometer. And then last we are going to discuss the topic about measurement of internal resistance of a cell by potentiometer. Let us go to the next one. Mobility. It is nothing but the conductivity arises from mobile charge carriers. As I told you that when a charge is moving in a conductor and it will take an interaction collision, after the collision that charge will move in a uniform direction, a uniform speed, that called drift velocity. So from that mobility is that the velocity divided by the electric field is called mobility. So in metal, these mobile charges carriers are electrons. In an ionized gas, there are electrons and positive charge ions. In an electrolyte, these can be both positive and negative ions. Electrolyte means chemical solution. The current is getting from the chemical solution. So the solution will act as an electrolyte. And you are seeing this picture that already might have familiar with this diagram. And the distance between the point A and this cut-off cylinder is dx, length of the element or conductor, and this is the medium drift velocity, and this is electron. And the distance can be velocity into time, or speed is equal to velocity into time. So that ds is equal to drift velocity into relaxation of time, a small time dt. Mobility is defined as the magnitude of the drift velocity per unit electric field. So in the equation we can write modulus of velocity, drift velocity divided by the electric field. The SI unit of mobility is meter square per volt second and is 10 power 4 of mobility unit centimeter square by volt second. So mobility is always positive. And then another equation, the drift velocity is equal to charge and t tau in the electric field by m, mass of the charge. And then where t or tau is called the average collision time for electrons. So that mobility in equation mu can be written as drift velocity by electric field, that is equal to Et by m. When substituting the value for the drift velocity, you will get this last equation E tau by m. Then temperature dependence of resistivity. what happens in the conductor, if the temperature increased, the temperature resistance may vary. So that in that case, what is called the resistivity? We might have already learned the resistivity of the conductor. Rho is equal to Ra by L. It depends upon the area of the cross section of the wire and the inversely proportional to the length of the conductor. That we are going to see that resistivity. The resistivity of a material is found to be dependent on the temperature. Different materials do not exhibit the same dependence on temperature. Over a limited range of temperature that is not too large, the resistivity of a metal conductor is approximately given by rho T. That means rho is a symbol for the resistivity and a time T at any time. And rho 0 means at 0 temperature, starting initial point. And bracket 1 plus alpha bracket T minus T naught. T naught is a 0 time. And this alpha is called the temperature coefficient of resistivity. So in this case, this is regarding the resistivity. In case of the resistor, instead of rho, R symbol will come resistance. Otherwise, the equation will be same. Let us see these equations. Rho at the temperature T minus the resistivity at the 0 temperature is equal to the coefficient of the resistivity into the resistivity at the 0 time and the temperature at time and the temperature at 0 time, T minus T naught. So the alpha, so called the temperature coefficient of resistivity, can be written as alpha is equal to rho at temperature T minus rho at temperature 0 temperature divided by the rho at 0 temperature into T minus T naught, which is equal to del rho by rho naught into del T. Del means variation or change in the resistivity divided by the change in the temperature. At last, in case of the resistance, we can write the equation, rewrite RT is equal to R naught into 1 plus alpha into T minus T naught. So T naught means at 0 time and T means at any time. Any time, temperature. So T is a temperature here we are mentioning. So not time, is a temperature. So this is the diagrammatic representation for the resistivity. R is equal to Ra by L, rho is equal to Ra by L, length of the conductor, symbol rho, and accordingly resistance is equal to rho into L by A. These are might have experienced by you in the previous classes. So the resistivity is defined as the ratio of the increase in resistivity per degree rise in the temperature to its resistivity at T. So here the increase in resistivity in the sense that is the temperature coefficient of the resistivity, or simply the temperature dependence of the resistivity written here. Then next we can go through the temperature dependence of the resistivity for the conductor in case of graphical representation and the non-linear region at low temperature graph we are going to see, and the temperature dependence of the resistivity for a semiconductor. This diagram shows you that the variation of resistivity in case of the temperature. The first diagram is that linear curve almost. So, and the second is non-linear at low temperature. Then the graph is taken as the temperature versus resistivity, and it is a curved graph which shows you that the temperature dependence of the resistivity for a semiconductor. So semiconductors, you might be knowing that it is when the thermal agitation, the temperature increases, the conductivity of the metal will be increased. So that is called the property of the semiconductor devices. So the resistivity graph is drawn here. It is the curve nature. Next, when a battery is connected between the ends of a conductor, a current is established. Naturally, the battery is transporting energy to the device which is connected in the circuit, Consider a circuit in which a battery of voltage V is connected to the resistor as shown in the figure. This is the previous one. Let us see the diagram. When the charge, this is the diagram. A battery is connected, resistance is connected in the series, and the movement of what is the difference in between the A and B is the EMF, and when C and D, in between the voltage will be potential difference. When this is a diagram for the energy given by the battery. So when the charge moves from the point A to B, it gains potential energy, that is a small potential energy, dU is equal to V into dQ. V is the potential, dQ is the charge as per the definition. And the chemical potential energy of the battery decreases by the same amount. When this charge dQ passes through the resistor, the potential energy dU, a small potential energy dU is equal to potential into small charge due to the collision which is attracted by the resistors and again reaches the point A. This process continues till the battery is connected to the circuit, which the charge loses its electrical potential energy can be calculated. So the total energy used by the device is obtained by multiplying the power and duration of the time when it is on. If the power is in watt and the time is in second, the energy will be in joule. It is a unit of the joule. Unit of the energy is joule. In practice, electrical energy is measured in kilowatt hour. So 1 kilowatt hour is 1 unit. 1 kilowatt hour is known as the 1 unit of electricity. That is equal to 3.6 in 10 to the power 6. This is 10 power 6 should come, or there is 1000 watts. 1 kilowatt hour is 1000 watts. Otherwise, we can represent in joules. That is 3.6 in 10 power 6 joule. Then the equation for the power is equal to that dV by dt, rate of change of voltage. So the rate of change of taken outside and V into dQ. V into dQ. That is dQ is a small charge. Because power is equal to what is it? VI. So I is equal to dQ by dt. That D is taken outside. So therefore V is equal to dQ by dt has come. Then current is equal to dQ by dt. And power is equal to I into V, current and potential, that is equal to I into, as per the Ohm's law, IR. So I square R will come one equation, and if we are rechanging the equation, the power is equal to current into voltage, that is equal to, as per the Ohm's law, current is equal to V by R, and the V is already existed, so V square by R. This is also another equation in case of the resistance. So let know one thing, the electrical power produces, that produce means dissipating by a resistor is I square R. It depends on the square of the current. Hence, if current is doubled, the power will increase by 4 times. Similar explanation holds true for voltage also. So power is equal to V into I, potential and current. Let us have one example. A battery of voltage V is connected to a 3 watts bulb, and so see the diagram, 30 watts bulb and 60 watts bulb in the parallel manner. So identify brightness in each case. Which bulb has greater resistance? Suppose the two bulbs are connected in series. Which bulb will glow brighter? The power delivered in the battery is equal to VI. Since the bulbs are connected in parallel, the voltage drop across each bulb is the same. If the voltage is kept fixed, then the power is directly proportional to the current. That is written, P is directly proportional to the current. Power is equal to proportional to current. So the 60 volts bulb draws twice as much as current as 30 watts, and it will glow brighter the others. Then next question, to calculate the resistance of the bulb, we use the relation power. In both the bulbs, the voltage drop is the same, so the power is inversely proportional to the resistance, or resistance is inversely proportional to that. 30 watts bulb has twice as much as the resistance as 60 watts bulb. When these two bulbs are connected in series, the current passing through each bulb is the same. It is equivalent to the resistance contained in series. So the bulb is nothing but made up of the wire only, that is the resistance will be there, that is the resistance wire only, and the resistance is more in the case of the series. So let us in the parallel the voltage will be same, in the series the current will be the same. The bulb which has higher resistance has higher voltage drop. So 30 watts bulb will glow brighter than 60 watt bulb. So the higher power rating does not always imply one more brightness, and it depends whether bulb are connected in series or parallel. So the equation resistance is inversely proportional to the power. To calculate the resistance of the bulb, we use the relation. Let's see the next one. If you connect copper and a zinc rod in a lemon, it acts as an electrical cell. The citric acid in the lemon acts as an electrolyte. The potential can be measured using a multimeter. Naturally, the lemon can act as a battery. Let's see that electrical cells are batteries. An electric cell converts chemical energy into electrical energy to produce electricity. So this is the schematic diagram of the chemical cell. Sulfuric acid, dilute sulfuric acid, and then zinc rod and carbon rod are inserted in the electrolyte, and zinc will be negative and carbon will be positive electrode. If you connect copper and zinc in a lemon, it acts as a electrical cell. So we can study this. Is a simple battery we can make in the laboratory. So simple electrical cell. As a lemon diagram, there is a photo. You might have experienced, some of you have done this activity for finding the current in a lemon. At least that single LED bulb will glow. Then this is the picture of the electrical battery. Cell, and this cell, this is battery. Then next, this is the diagram, photo for the finding the how much voltage is extracting from the lemon through the multimeter. Shows that 0.87. It will be the micro. Next, electric motive and internal resistance. A battery or a cell is called a source of electromotive force. The term electromotive force is a misnomer since it does not really refer to the force, but describes a potential difference in volts. The EMF of a battery or cell is the voltage provided the battery when no current flows in the external circuit. That means how we can calculate this EMF. That is a EMF is of a battery. The voltage only, nothing but EMF is. For finding the potential difference across the terminals or positive and negative terminal, that is called EMF. When circuit is non-connected any external components. The electromotive force determines the amount of work a battery or cell does to move a certain amount of charge around the circuit. It is denoted by the symbol psi. So therefore, an ideal battery has zero internal resistance and the potential difference or the terminal voltage across the battery equal to its EMF. But a real battery is made of electrodes and electrolyte. Let us see the next determination of internal resistance. See, the battery itself will have the solution, it will have that resistance. So that is called internal resistance of the cell. How to calculate the internal resistance of the cell? Let us see. So this is the schematic diagram for the one battery is connected with the, that is in armor here, internal resistance, which is put in the sided box. So internal resistance are not shown. Actually, it is built inside the battery, and a voltmeter is joined for seeing the voltage of a cell. That is called EMF of the cell. When the current is not joined, this point are not joined with any battery or anything. That time when you are taking the potential difference between these 2 point electrodes, then that is called EMF. R is internal resistance. In the second diagram, the voltmeter is connected parallel to the resistor, and this is as like the previous one. So the current is coming from that battery, and the resistance is removing the resistance. How much voltage can be drawn?